Hi, and welcome to another video in AI Terms Explained for C# developers. Today we are looking at function calling. So function calling, or sometimes called tools, are just some skills that you can expose to an AI via the chat completion that allow the AI, if it feels like it needs to call these tools. So the tools can either retrieve information or it can be used to perform actions. So if you run your AI and you just say hello, and you have given it a tool that can tell the current date, it will of course not call that tool. It could technically do it. It might in some odd cases do it and say, if you say hello, it will say, hi there, what can I do on this and this date? But if you instead give a command saying add a new order to my ERP system, and there's a tool called add order, then it will probably call that tool based on your data and make that tool, or get information about XYZ, and you have a tool called XYZ information, it will try to call that tool. In order for you in C#, and in this case semantic kernel, there's tiny variations on how you make tools. You just give some tools, and in my case, and what I have linked in the video description is to a video about function calling in more details, is also about, for example, just to be 100% sure that this is actually not something that the AI could do. I made a tool that could create folders and files and read files, move files around on my disk drive in a specific folder. And as you can see, it's just C# code with various different functions decorated with something called a kernel function, meaning that this is a tool and the name of the tool. So if I ask an LLM that had these tools available and said create a new folder called ABC, it will do that. And if I said move all the files in the root to the new folder, it would call the get root folder, it would call get files for folder, and it would use the action move file in order to move it into the new folder. So it can call multiple times. And the way it works is that you as the user give a prompt, and your application, in my case just a console app here, will send to the AI, move all my files into folder X. And it will send that as a prompt, but it will also send, and here are the different tools you can use to do this, meaning get for root folder, create folder name, create file, and so on. The AI model would then look at this and say, hey, it sounds like I want you to call this. And that would be the first function call. The application that have these functions would get that request back. It would do that work. So it would actually inside, when it says API, it's technically just this code. And it would actually execute this piece of code. Then we'll get the thing back, and if it says get for a console file, it will get something back. In other cases, it will just be void. The AI will get back, now that's done, and then it will call back and give the response back, or it will call another function and another function and another function until the user's prompt has been met with all the information, and then finally give back a summary or just say done. So that is everything there is to function calling. It is an incredibly powerful tool, and on top of it is MCP. So that is the reason why MCP is also a very powerful tool, but it's mostly because of the function calling part. MCP is just a protocol. So with that, see you in the next one.